What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to check out the Jade 1/3 scale statue by PCS. So as many of you know, I own every single Mortal Kombat licensed statue, 1/4 and above pretty much. Outside I sold all my cycles, but all the PCS, I own them all. And I own all the 1/3s. I have Katana, Melina, Scorpion, Reptile, Sub-Zero, Goro. And after many years of nothing, they canceled the Raiden, they canceled the Shao Kahn, both of which I was going to get. We finally have a new MK statue. Now, I think Shao Kahn on Throne is a million times better than this, and I really feel like they should have just redid that. But they decided to go the girl route. Now, they also did the least popular girl of every single MK character. There is infinitely better girl characters in that Mortal Kombat universe. You have Shiva, which would have been way cooler. Sindel would have been way cooler. Heck, even some of the newer characters from the later video games, like MK9, 10, 11, all have cooler characters than Jade. I mean, Jade's kind of an OG girl, but I don't know. I've always kind of hated her. I never played as her, and I hated playing against her with her stupid flashing light running through your fireball. She's just an annoying character to play against. She's more or less just Katana's assistant in the video game, so not like a character you really are attached to. And it wasn't my main, so I have never played as Jade, ever. Never liked her. Nevertheless, outside of the fact that I think PCS chose the worst character in the entire game to kind of reboot the MK, series, this is a beautiful looking statue. Now, they had to restrict the sexuality of this piece due to licensing. PCS usually likes to make their girls, showing off boobies and the butt and all this stuff. And they did have to tone it down. Like, they couldn't show side boob. They had to use this nasty, ugly mesh netting to cover the cleavage, so there's really no cleavage. So the only thing you're really seeing is the hip, and she does have a butt and the general boob shape, but that's about it. The thing is, Mortal Kombat women are always super busty looking, and it's, one of the appeals, so it's kind of crazy that NRS would force this upon PCS, considering they're the ones that do it in their video game. Anyways, this is 30 inches tall, 12 inches wide, 10 inches deep, so it's very manageable, and 10 inches is what it seems like the base is, so it's a very manageable, very displayable 1/3. I mean, it is tall, quite tall, but it is very manageable. First thing, I absolutely love that base, using the acid pool from MK2. Freaking love it, with the skull and the bones. Very, very cool. This is the MK Classic costume, really, from MK11. So it looks okay. I would have preferred her MK9 or, MK9 costume would have been better. That had the best costumes in all the Mortal Kombats. It's okay. It's very simplistic, but it's still decent. Looking at this sculpt, I'm honestly quite confident that PCS still used their original girl sculpts. The leg positions, the way the butt and hips look. I'm pretty confident all they did is change the arms and obviously the mixed media, and, it looks like literally almost the exact same sculpt. There's no doubt about it that they reused some part of the original girl sculpts. Even though they're doing another Melina as well with the same base, but red, more or less acid, which I think is lame. So, yeah, it definitely is very reminiscent of my other girls, and I'll show you. There is the masked portrait, which does look good. The one thing I don't like is the mask is not, like, attached to her head via anything. So it's kind of hard to, is it just floating on her face? Is it, she's using Velcro? Like, how the heck is the mask staying on her face? Yeah, as you can see, you can't see anything there. And it's kind of hard to tell, but I can't really see any type of, like, skin texture on her. It's, from what I can tell, there's no, like, skin texture, no glass eyes, no real hair. The only mixed media is going to be that mesh netting. It has texture just on the green part, so the black is, very plain. The weapons do look good, at least on this one. I think this looks pretty decent as well. Could have been better. I've seen images of Jade's staff that looks more detailed. And the legs do have a lot of texture detail, which does look good. See, honestly, this is like the best part for me, is the base. I love that base. I think it's sick. The bubbles, the skull looks so good. That nice glossy inner eye part. Very, very cool. Now, I do like the Unmasked Portrait, probably better than the masked one. I think if I was to get this, I would display the Unmasked, because I like the hair better, and I think the portrait, look, you know, she looks very pretty, and it looks good. So I actually do quite like this Unmasked Portrait. And she did go unmasked in the MK video games a lot, in the story mode. So yeah, that's basically it. Now, she's priced at $11.55. I think that's expensive. I think they should have did $900 for her, because there's no additional switch outs outside the head, and it's, you know, very small base, very simple statue, and they clearly reused sculpts. So doing the prototype probably wasn't nearly as expensive as a brand new sculpt. It's limited to 400, which I can't remember Katana Melina's. I'll check my COA in a bit, but yeah, I mean, when you compare this to, for example, Vampirella, who I think is a more intricate piece, like much more going on, she's limited to 900. Or I'm sorry, she's $900. Granted, I know production costs have gone up, and maybe that's part of it, or maybe it's just the licensing fee for MK's gone up, but the original Melina and Katana were like, I swear they were $700. And so I just don't see a lot of, you know, this isn't a $1,200 piece to me. You know, if you buy through Sideshow, you're going to get tax and shipping. This is going to be $1,300. That's very expensive, and I feel like I'd either just buy a Prime 1 statue, or heck, Prime 1 Vampirella, get her for like $1,600, which looks way better than this. So overall, I think it's kind of a fail on PCS's part. I'm not pre-ordering this. I'll wait to see in hands. And if it looks really good next to my Katana and Melina, I can fit it in my display, and I'll show you in a minute how that will look. But I would consider it once it's shipping. Definitely not pre-ordering it. And I feel like it was a very bad choice of PCS to use this as the coming back statue. They should have just redid that Shao Kahn on throne. Like, that thing was a masterpiece. One of the best statues done ever by PCS. And they just, ugh, so dumb. Yeah, so, yeah, look at my Katana and Melina. The leg, the way they're both forward, and the way the hips are, it literally looks like the exact same body. It's just the arms are different, you know, because these arms both come out. But I feel like it's the exact same, you know? And it's going to have a base about similar size to this. Although I think Jade's looked even smaller. Hers looked quite small. But it's going to be very similar to like these. I don't know these exact sizes. I know these are like 28 inches. This is probably, you know, 29 or 30. You know, and Jade would obviously, you know, pair good with this, because I have, you know, the two main girls, Melina and Katana, and then the three main ninjas. So this display looks nice and clean. I got matching posters behind it. If I was to get Jade, I would have to do the three ninjas right here, and they do have bigger bases. And I would definitely have to poke off a little bit, and it'd be very tight. Or I'd have to do like one back, two forward, you know, like Reptile more in the back, Scorpion Sub-Zero more in the front, and they would all have to be like touching bases. And then I'd have to do, you know, like Melina, Jade, Katana. And I wouldn't be able to do matching posters behind it either. You know, I couldn't fit another poster really. So that's kind of the reason why I'm thinking just pass, because I won't be able to match the posters. It's going to look cluttered. You know, everything's going to be touching right now. It's nice. It's spaced good. Like I said, I don't care about Jade. Jade was my least favorite MK statue. Like, I've owned two different Jade statues, and it was always my least favorite. I did like her MK9 costume. I think if they did MK9, I would have bought her. But the MK Jade Classic 1/4 was my least favorite 1/4 statue. And I feel like if I got the 1/3, I mean, it would look good in the display, but it's more of like just buying it to complete the setup. It's not buying it because I love the character. And the statue does look good. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. maybe even a 6 out of 10 due to that price. That price is, I mean, it's nearly double the cost of these two, and I like both these more. You know, look how awesome Melina is. She is phenomenal. She comes with 2 amazing portraits, bloody size, you know, like swap out weapons and portrait. Same with Katana, swap out weapons and portrait, and they were $700, $699. You know, so they're much cheaper. And I don't think the details improved on Jade, not at all. It looks the exact same detail. So I just don't see the added value in charging that much money outside of it, you know, 3-year-old inflation. But yeah, so for right now I'm passing, but I may consider it in the future. We'll see. Definitely not going to put any money down. Even if it gets low stock or sold out, I'm not putting money down until I see in hands how it looks next to these two. And then I'd have to test it out if I want to clutter this display and ruin my perfect poster setup. Because right now, I think it looks perfect, so I'm like, just save my money. The one thing I'm adding is Motaro, who's arriving the next probably week and a half to 2 weeks. And then they're doing Noob Saibot 1/4, which does look awesome. I may consider that if it can go with my MKX setup on my desk. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Jade. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below on Jade 1/3. Do you think I should get her eventually? Or just easy pass considering the price and what you get? And if you are looking to pre-order, please use the link below, as it does help the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.